Hey, Wunmi, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm well. I'm well. That was a lot of fun just now. Um,
Ah, you're in there.
yeah, yeah. And so, like you were saying that that you grew up with Tom, or like you knew him beforehand. So, what's like the experience been like? Now you're getting to work with him, like opposite him, and what's that
Oh,
experience been like?
it was great. It made it very easy because there's like a shorthand in already because we know and trust each other, and there's a you can be a little bit more vulnerable with each other and say I'm scared, like I was scared or nervous about certain scenes, nervous about stunts, and I really felt like I had a friend who I could call on to help me. So that was really, really great. Really great.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm sure it's like a lot more comfortable. And like, so your character is not exactly the biggest Loki fan when we meet her. Like, is that something that you is going to sort of start changing moving forward as she gets to know him better, or is it going to remain like fairly contentious between the two of you?
I mean, you really have to just watch the show to see because, yeah, every character and their relationships develop, but I don't can't tell you which way they develop or if they come full
Yeah, yeah,
circle. I have no way. I can't do that without telling you all the secrets.
yeah. And then so you're working like the show is also very funny, and like I was just doing like all this madcap stuff, and you get to work with Owen Wilson, who's obviously like uh done all these big comedies. So like, what's your experience just like working with Owen and like learning from him as like a comedian?
He's so easy. Like he's so easy in front of the camera. He's just got this kind of real, like natural quality about everything that he does. And he's also not afraid to kind of improvise and play around and make it better. And so yeah, again, a real joy to work with. He and I we work a lot together in the show because we're the TVA, and I really just had a ball. I had a ball getting to know him. Had a ball watching him work. Um, and yeah, I feel like I learned a lot. Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, I can and that be I mean it's a thrill. I love that guy too. And so like I think you've spoken on like how you kind of view your character kind of views the timekeepers as sort of like these godlike figures. And so like I'm sure you can't say too much, but like does or your beliefs sort of get like shattered throughout, or how do you start seeing like them differently, or like how did that belief get started, like you this strong belief in this organization?
Well, the strong belief starts in the fact that this is her world. This is all she's ever known, and they're in control of the flow of time in the world that everyone else has seen and experiences. So I mean, there's nothing more affirming than being a part of the thing, right?
Yeah.
And that being your whole experience. And so that's why she is fully dedicated to the time variance authority, because that is literally the only world she knows and is actually a part of, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so like I know you can't spoil anything, but like you get that opportunity to sort of at the end of episode 2 you get to play a different character of sorts. I won't say anything more than that, but like how did you approach playing that kind of like that character change that you get to see? Like did you try to emulate what these other actors are doing, or did you try to just make it your own?
Exactly. I tried to do the most, be as much like that person as I had seen done, watched, and tried to be as far away from Hunter B-15 as I possibly could. Yeah, it's a little bit of an acting exercise. How much of that person's essence and aura can you emulate and emanate? um yeah.
And so like we've spent like I can see that you're a fan of, I like through the press comments, you're a fan of these movies. And but like the TVA is not necessarily like as in love with like these Avengers and their exploits. It's just kind of like time for them. So like they're not like necessarily impressed. So like, what's your like viewpoint on the Avengers, or what, like what's happening in the timeline that we're seeing?
Well, as long as everything's going to according to the sacred timeline, then B-15 is good. Like the Avengers can do whatever they want to do, as long as they don't disrupt the flow of the correct flow of time. So yeah, I think that's really how she feels about. As long as she doesn't have to meet you, then you're not a problem. If I meet you, then you're a problem. Or you've done something wrong. You've disrupted the timeline. So yeah.
Gotcha. And I don't want to keep you too long, but you worked on Batman and Superman, Fantastic Beast, and then your episode of Black Mirror, which is really, that's a tragic episode that you're on. And so like, how has your experience just been different, like working with Marvel Studios and entering this like ginormous production?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like joining Marvel, it sounds very intimidating because it's Marvel and they have such a huge fan base, and they do great films, and I really wanted to be a part of the MCU from the moment I saw Black Panther. And so yeah, it was kind of scary, but then I must say, Marvel MCU, like off camera, everyone's so lovely and it's so normal and it doesn't feel intimidating. Like it feels like a family, and friendly and easy. And yeah, so I honestly, I was scared, but as soon as I walked in, I knew I didn't have anything to be scared of. Not from those guys anyway. Yeah, and also it's a different role. Like no one's ever played B-15. B-15 is a new character, so there's like a little less pressure as well, because there's no expectations. You know.
Yeah, that's awesome. I can't wait to see more. I mean, I'm just, after that episode 2, I'm just jonesing for the third one. So, but that's awesome. It was so great to talk to you, Wunmi. I really appreciate your time.
Thanks, Rohan.
I'll see you.
Bye.